Okay. So I'm reading this book. Good book if you're a preacher, or if you go to church. You don't have to be a preacher. Good book. It's by Samuel D. Proctor. It's called A Certain Sound of the Trumpet. Certain Sound of the Trumpet. You need to get it. I mean, it'll bless your life. Um, Reading on this book, page 45. Interesting, very interesting statement. It says many persons who believe in God and love Jesus have trouble with the world concepts of the first century. Have trouble with the world concepts of the first century, which in today's time, what that would do is that will cause us to misinterpret scripture. Okay, it'll cause us to misinterpret scripture. So I want to talk a little bit about God not putting someone else's salvation in your hands. That God is not going to put someone else's salvation into your hands, because and the biggest reason why I feel is that, what if you change and turn on God like Lucifer did? Your salvation, somebody else's salvation is in your hands. You're Lucifer, and now you change. God already been through that one time, and he says that a third of the angels came out with Lucifer. So why would God put someone else's salvation in your hands? And I think that we're not understanding it properly. It hasn't been taught properly. So we're going to say, we're going to make disciples, okay? God is challenging us. God tells us to go out into the world and make disciples. Here's the thing. You can't make something that you're not. You're not gonna make something that you're not. You have to be a certain type, a certain character, or a certain quality of person in order to make a person that's gonna come in to the fold of God, gonna come in and you're gonna change their life. Why? Because we're all flawed, okay? So at any given time, it's plenty of room for any of us to make a mistake. It's plenty of room for any of us to do something that may not look right, may not sound right. So God is not going to put somebody else's salvation in the hands of somebody who's flawed. That's the whole point of Jesus. Jesus wasn't flawed. Salvation is in the hands of Jesus. But the mission of making disciples is up to us. But Jesus was the first one who made disciples. So in Jesus being the disciple, making disciples, and Jesus being our example, we have to make a disciple according to how Jesus did it. So it off of that piece and onto prosperity preaching. What is prosperity preaching? Well, I want to clear something up. And prosperity does not mean money. Okay, prosperity doesn't mean money, although it's mostly associated with money when you look in the religious sector of Christianity. Prosperity is usually associated and usually attached to money, but the word prosperity only means simply means not to lack nothing. Not to lack nothing. So God does want us to be prosperous, because God does not want us to lack anything in any area. That is prosperity. Not to lack in anything in any area. Now, money. Money is usually associated with prosperity. And I think the reason why is because money is something that a lot of people lack. So it is automatically associated with it is automatically associated with prosperity. Money means prosperity. No, let's clear this up. Money does not mean prosperity. Prosperity is not to lack anything in any area. It just so happens that money is one of the things that a lot of people, one of those materials that a lot of people have common in many areas. And by the way, if you want to read that quote from the Certain Sound of the Trumpet, that sentence I wrote is on page 45. But money is something that we lack in general. Most people, I don't have the statistics right here off my head, but a lot of people living paycheck to paycheck, Friday to Friday, the 1st to the 15th, and back to the 1st again. If we miss a paycheck, house gonna go, everything, car's gonna go, everything is gonna go. So the people are placing, preachers are placing a importance of money. Here's the thing. What they say is that if you are not godly, you're without money. And the reason why you don't have money is because you're not living your life right. Well, let me tell you something. You can be living your life right and still not have money. So let's just talk about and think about, not talk about it because I'm talking, I can't hear y'all talk. So I'm talking about this money thing, and how money can be associated with why is it associated with prosperity? The reason why is because we lack. Look at our neighborhoods. If you go to inner city neighborhoods, and they don't have a lot of money in the neighborhood, guess what you're going to see? Dirty streets. You're going to see houses that are abandoned. You're going to see lawns that are not kept up. You're going to see overgrowth of just an overgrowth of poverty everywhere. And it's because we don't have money. So that's an area that we need to concentrate on is making an economy, bringing in money into our neighborhoods. How do we do it? How do we do it successfully? Why do we spend out more than we bring in? How is it even possible to spend out more money that you actually have? But we do it. Credit cards, credit lending places, give you money, you spend it out, and you don't have to pay back. So why are those things attached to our neighborhood? Well, the thing about it is that if you can be kept in debt, then you can be controlled. See, once your debt is paid off, you are no longer up under the you're no longer up under the payment plan of somebody else. Put it like that. You're free. You're free to do whatever you do with your money. But as long as you're up under debt, then guess what? When you get that check, 25% goes here, 37% goes there, 13% goes there, 14% goes over there, and probably 11% goes somewhere else. But when you are not in debt, you have the free will to do what you want to do with your money. So it doesn't make a difference how much money you get. What makes a difference is what you do with it when you get it. Because you may not need to go and buy no clothes. You may need to invest your money. You may need to go and invest your money into something that's going to bring finances back into your household. You want to have more coming in than you have going out. Definitely. With money, you definitely want to have more coming in than you do going out. So whatever way you can balance that equation where you got more coming in that you're going out, hey, you're going to be prosperous. Because you're not going to lack. You're not going to lack in the area of finances because you got more coming in than you going out, which means that you can have that nest egg or that safety net or however you want to call it, that savings account. I know the old people talk about they used to put it in the coffee cans and you know and bury it in the backyard, but definitely you will have some in savings and you can you know, you can do better. But on the note of is prosperity preaching something wrong with it? No, it's all of preaching should be prosperity in spirit, prosperity in finances, prosperity in our social life, prosperity in our political life. However that's supposed to look for each and every household, that should be prosperity, holistic. We serve a holy God. God is holy. He's holistic. 360 degrees. There is no partiality in God. God is whole. So, however wholeness looks in your eyesight and in your household, and it works for you and is governed upon the you know, upon the God, upon the love and liberation, then hey, do it. You know, as long as you're not hurting anyone and you're bringing in comfort to people, you know, you want to help people. I don't see nothing wrong with that, you know. So that's all right now. You know, talked about those two important subjects. And don't forget, you know, get this book. The Certain Sound of a Trumpet. If you listen to preaching, you want this book. If you are a preacher, you definitely want this book. Because look at this right here. If you listen to preaching and you don't know what the preacher's supposed to be preaching about, how do you know the preacher's preaching the right thing? You definitely want to know about preaching, whether you are a listener or a giver of the word. So most definitely get that book. So that's all I got for now. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all have a good day. And stay tuned. I got more to come. Okay? Peace out.